Hey everybody, it's Kim from Guide to the Good, and this is the next episode of Grow Local, Go Digital. So we're talking about going digital, digital marketing. How do we make it happen? This episode is called Small Bites because there is so much we can do with digital marketing. And it's readily available. There's lots of stuff that anybody who has an internet connection can click into and figure out, or try to figure out. But it takes not an awful lot to be overwhelmed because there's so much out there. So what we're going to do today is kind of talk about the small little bites of setting up your digital marketing campaign. My name is Kim Todd. I'm the founder and digital guide of thegreenrock.ca and Guide to the Good, and we are here to make digital doable for local companies because great digital marketing will help local companies thrive and build flourishing communities throughout this province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Okay, so if you saw the picture of the promo for this, it's got these berries on it, lovely Newfoundland berries, blueberries, and some raspberries. And, berries, there's a lot, right? There's a lot of berries. You have a bucket of berries, you have a bazillion berries, and you're, happy and you're excited. But you need to take them one at a time. You need to pick them one at a time. And, some people say, and I'm one of them, the best way to consume them is one bit at a time. So, that's what we're going to do. Try and break out digital marketing activities one bite at a time. So we're thinking about, we have a local company, we make a really cool thing or offer a really cool service, and we want to get customers to purchase it or to choose it. So how do we do that? Perhaps we've invested in a new website. Maybe we've invested in some time into a Facebook page or a social media channel or something like that. All these things are great, but we kind of need to bring them all together to get the best results out of it. So when it comes to digital marketing, we kind of can break it down into three areas. One of them is content, one of them is search engine optimization, and the other one is analytics. So content is what we put up there. Search engine optimization is how easy it is for Google or Bing to find it, so it can show up when somebody searches. And analytics, which tells us how well we're doing, what's showing up, what are people searching for, when are we showing up, how are we showing up, all those kinds of things. And they all have a really important role to play. And there are an awful lot of free tools out there to help people do these things. But the challenge is you start and you get overwhelmed because, what do you do next? So we'll start with content. Great digital marketing starts with great content that means something to the people you're trying to reach. In Grow Local, Go Digital, we often talk about the importance of reaching your market, knowing it is who is able to purchase or choose whatever it is you're offering and reaching them. Your content really helps with that. So knowing who you're trying to reach is fundamental. And then it enables you to know where they might be. So if you are targeting a younger demographic, maybe some Gen Zs, then while they could be on Facebook, Facebook is probably not the best way to reach them. There are, TikTok is really popular there, and Snapchat is really popular, and there's another one that I can't even remember the name of that our youngest is currently using. So those tools are really, knowing how to reach your people is really important. There are free tools that can help you do that. So if, for instance, you want to reach more than one demographic, then it won't take very long to know that different social media channels have different sizes for their uploading their posts. And you want your posts to look, pretty good and pretty consistent across the board. So you want to make them the right size for each format. Okay, so how do you do that? It's really hard. Or it can be really hard. There are tools out there that will help you. Canva is one of them. You can go to canva.com. It's free. There are paid offerings as well, but the free one is usually pretty good for most people. It lets you create content sizes. So if you want something on Facebook, you can create a post for Facebook, and then you can create a similar post for Insta or LinkedIn or wherever it is else you need to connect. If there's in the paid version, it's got an automatic resizing. You click a thing and it resizes for you. And if you're a nonprofit, which Guide to the Good is, you get a free version of Canva Pro, which enables you to use an awful lot of tools. However, most of the tools are really, the free version meets an awful lot of needs. So I'd certainly recommend that. There is another great free tool that's fun to play with and pretty user-friendly. Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Used to be called Spark. You can make the sweetest, quickest little reels there for your Instagram or for TikTok using your phone. Now they make it sound really easy, and it is pretty easy, but like all of these things, it takes a little bit of work to do it. But you can use images that you've got. You can create a new image. You can upload some stock images and create one of those little reels that people like, and they repeat, go over and over. Get good traction, and might be a really cool way to tell people what you're up to today. Then when we're talking about creating posts, so it could be on more than one platform, scheduling becomes really useful. So this is a Facebook platform. I'm streaming on Facebook, so you're looking on Facebook, so you probably have a Facebook account. So you can use Meta Business Suite to do your posts. Facebook lets you post to both Insta and Facebook together, so you can set up your posts, one for each, because again the sizes and shapes are different. Although if you design it so that you can use the same one on both, you can do that. And it's free. So Facebook is Meta Suite, it's called now, very useful for that. There are, and then as you go through it, you can see actually how your stuff is doing. So if you look at your Facebook Analytics or your Insights, you can see where who's looking at your content. You can see how much exposure one post or video gets versus another, and that will help you figure out how to create content that reaches your group, that people like or share or click on or interact with. So it gives you feedback. That the actual feedback from Facebook, the analytics, is really good, but also is feedback from what you see through your customers, or what you see through what people say to you, or the messages you get, because we all scroll a lot, and we don't always click or comment, but that doesn't mean we didn't see it or get it. So those indications are really good, but they don't. But there's other ways to get your metrics as well. But that is a perfect segue into the next topic. So those things are about content, creating content. So creating the images, creating the videos, creating the things that we want to put up, so people can see what we're doing and hopefully choose us. Another really good important part to look at when you're looking at tools for digital marketing are your SEO tools. So SEO is search engine optimization, and it's really important for your website, because Google crawls or Bing crawls. Crawlers crawl and collect the information that enables you to show up when people search. So there is a tool called SEMrush, SEMrush, that can really be helpful with that. It has a free option, and it has a paid option, and it has a free trial option, all kinds of different options. But the free option is pretty good. What it lets you do is test keywords. So you can put in your keywords, and you can see whether the keyword is trending. You can see other words that look like that keyword that might work for you, and you can build them into the content that you're putting on your website or on your social posts as well, because it all crawls the same. Actually, it doesn't all crawl the same, but it all crawls. So that will be a useful tool for you for setting yourself up, setting your content up to get crawled and claimed or grabbed, and then shown to people who would like to avail of your services or goods. Then we get into the next type of content or of tools for digital marketing, and they are analytics tools. So, we operate, we rely very heavily on Google, the Google suite of options. So those are the ones I'm most familiar with. Google Search Console, it lets you know how your website is doing with regard to traffic, with regard to what people are clicking on, with regard to where it's coming from. So that can be really good. Maybe you have a retail shop, and all of a sudden people are coming in and they're looking for whatever it is that they're looking for. That's great. It's probably really busy. You might not get a chance to talk to them. You don't know where they found out you don't know where get to talk to them, find out what brought them in to see you on this particular day. But if you put something on your Google search, if you put something on your website or your Facebook, or for website for this one, you can go to Search Console and you can see what went out and what brought people to the site, which would then be an indication of what brought them to your store. So that could be a social post. It could be a search on organic traffic. It could be a mail out that you did with MailChimp or something like that. So it gives you that sort of information, and that too is free. You need to register and give Google access to your site, but that really helps. Then the companion, really, or the overseer perhaps of sorry, that's the cat. If he comes in, I'll pick him up so you can see him. The overseer of the Search Console is Google Analytics, which lets you see a little bit of everything. So where people are going, what sites, what pages they're visiting on your site, whether if you're running Google Ads, it can see how your Google Ads are doing. It can see all the Search Console stuff. And you can set up goals, so then you can measure and evaluate what you're trying to do. For instance, on Guide to the Good, we have a metric for outbound clicks, because of course we want people out there to come and look at people's Guide to the Good profiles. That's great, yeah, that is a success. But really what we want them to do is to bounce out and visit our members in person, or buy from them online, or learn something new about them. So often, so an outbound click is a metric that we use, and that helps us figure out what brings them in and what sends them out, because ultimately what we're trying to do is get companies or get customers to choose local more often, because it builds thriving communities. And when they come in through us and go out through you, we're doing that. And that works for all the content that people put on their pages, on their sites, and it's very helpful. Okay, so those are the main three segments I wanted to talk about. The bite-sized chunks. How do you do the digital marketing? Okay, there's three things you need to remember: your content, what you're putting up, what you're saying about yourself. Search engine optimization, so how people find you. What are you putting in there so that people can find what you're doing and see your cool stuff. And then the analytics, your metrics, to see, is it working? So you can have the greatest content in the world, but if nobody sees it, then it's not working for you. Similarly, you can have great search engine optimization, so you can show up, but if it's not showing the types of things that your people want, then you're not going to get a customer from that, probably. And then again, the last thing, finding out what's working, what's driving the traffic, and what is, and that can influence how you choose how you position your next thing. And it is a long game. There's no one-shot wonder here that we found, but I can say without doubt, take it slow, take it small, one chunk at a time, and you can really see measurable differences in what's going on with your traffic and with your site, and you can figure out what works, what helps, what works for you. That can, and it changes, it's a moving target as well, but take it easy, take it slow, and get through it. I always like to give you a tip. So today the tip is going to be this: more than 80% of people say that sustainability is more top of mind now than before the pandemic. And no wonder it would be more top of mind. So many of, we're always talking about sustainability because we want to build communities that are sustainable so our people in this province can build happy lives for everyone in the community. So the recent actions across the country have really, again, emphasize the importance of local, because when we have our own food sources locally, and we have our own sources of slippers and sweaters and services and goods and all those things, then we are less reliant on things that are beyond our control. So it's really good to choose local, have local sustainable options, because it helped us build sustainable communities. And of course, we can also export all the cool and amazing things we have, and digital marketing is an awesome tool for that. Okay, so that is it. If you would like to get a copy of this handy dandy sheet that talks about content creation tools, SEO tools, and analytics tools, you can download it. We'll include the link in the replay, which will be up next week. And I hope it helps. I hope it will be helpful to you. We are Guide to the Good. We are so happy to be here. And today I'm indoors. This is one of the first times I think I've ever been indoors. It's the 23rd of February, and it's kind of a gray day. There's not much snow on the ground. It's not bright. It's not raining. All the funny things are going on. But it's nice to be inside. I guess. I hope I get to show you the cat in a second. We'll be back though in 2 weeks, hopefully with a special guest. I'm talking to a really cool local retailer who is totally interested in sharing her experience on working on her website. So hopefully that will come through for you. This place is amazing. The work that you do is amazing. We can do this. We can do all the good things and build a sustainable future and thriving future for the people of this province and this province. We have a poll that we want you to do. That is because we have a Let's Get Digital sort of masterclass coming up at the end of March. The registration is not open yet, but please do save the date. You can, so we've got a survey out to get the type of information that people are looking for. Keep an eye out for that, please. And when you see it, share it and fill it out. And I think that is it for now. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys as usual. Thank you so much. And go local, be vocal, do all the good things. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye. Oh, Sabi, come and say hi.